I always wondered, how can these selection committees decide whom to hire after just a short interview? I mean, how can they judge a person in such a short duration of time? Your interview goes on for almost half an hour or an hour at most. So how can they decide in such a short span of time if the candidate is suitable for the post or not? What do they actually look up for in a candidate which convince them to hire that person or maybe not? So I was so curious that I went on reading a lot about the interview process, and I started correlating my personal experiences of interviews with the information I was reading. And this exercise landed me here. I have come up with the most desirable qualities a candidate should possess in order to increase his or her chances of getting employed. So, if you're someone who is just about to finish your college and probably might be giving some interviews in nearby future, this video is surely going to help you out in deciding the kind of qualities you want to probably imbibe in yourself, or you just want to sharpen them if you think you already have those in you. So in any case, it will be a win-win situation for you. Hello friends, this is Supriya and welcome back to Be Pharma Wise. If you have just found my channel and don't know me, I am a pharmacy teacher, blogger and YouTuber who is on a mission to help students unleash their best potential. I believe in conceptual education and I always strive to give my students the clarity they seek. So if you like my efforts and you want to join my family, just you have to do is subscribe the channel and hit the notification bell so that we can stay in touch and we can be on this journey together. So coming back to the topic, the first quality you must imbibe in yourself is awareness. See, there are a lot of things going on around us all the time. What you see and listen should always be filtered through your awareness. Many times we are so concerned about our own life or ideologies that we don't even try to look at a situation from others' point of view. Why I am telling you this is, if you are able to judge a situation with greater awareness, you will do your best to fit in it and serve appropriately. Let me give you an example. Sometimes you just don't understand why your teacher or boss is freaking out even when you have done the task given to you. Have this ever happened to you? It has happened to me in the past many times and I used to get so upset with it. But later, when I attained a certain level of maturity and awareness, I realized it's not about you. It's about the demand of the situation. And if you're not fulfilling it the way it should be done, your work doesn't matter. And here comes my point. You should develop a certain sense of awareness in you that will intuitively guide you to do the task the way situation demands. This is something which you will learn eventually with age or experience or maturity. But if you are aware enough to allow this transformation to happen within you. Okay, now you might ask how to know whether we are aware enough or not. So let me ask you some simple questions. Do you ever feel that we need to cut down on the use of plastic as our environment is badly getting affected by its non-biodegradable nature? Do you bother to close a running tap in your college washroom? Do you ever ask for water to the delivery boy who came to hand over your parcel at 12 noon in the scorching heat of April? Or when you see your teacher carrying so much stuff like papers and files and journals and whatnot from the classroom back to the staff room, do you offer help to your teacher to carry some things? These are just a few examples. If you answered many of these to yes, then congratulations. You are already on the journey to this quality of awareness. It is nothing but being aware of the needs of others and the needs or demands of situation. And when you know this, you will automatically do what's needed and not what you feel like. This gives you a cutting edge over others. You stand out. So in my opinion, this quality is a must-have in any aspiring candidate who wants to be hired in a good organization. And did you realize how easy it is to check whether you are aware enough or not? Just a few behaviors of yours are enough to give the clue to the employer about this quality. So when next time you are sitting in an interview hall, be absolutely aware about the company, the surroundings, and in general everything. It is surely going to help you. The second thing which is so important in today's competitive world is good communication skills. And don't confuse this with good public speaking skills. Both are different. You may or may not be a good public speaker, but you have to be a good communicator. And it just requires a vocabulary of few hundred words and some basic understanding of body language and eye contact. We communicate actually 20% by the words and 80% by our body language. So if you are expressive enough, your message quality improves. Try to learn and imbibe a few good body language etiquettes from now on, and it will help you go far in your career. Remember, you should always radiate confidence and positivity when you enter the interview hall. This makes you stand out in the crowd. Apart from it, you also should learn how to communicate effectively in minimum words. This is an added bonus. See, sensible bosses want their employees to convey the message in short yet crystal clear manner. They don't want their employees to take 20 minutes chatter to convey a 1-minute message. So learn this. Try to do this simple exercise. Whenever you are sitting alone, just try to communicate an event or situation in less than 4 to 5 sentences. Okay, but don't misunderstand me here. I want you to be short and clear in communication, but you should not sound blunt or rude doing so. I'm just asking you to avoid the unnecessary chatter at the workplace. Spare it for the time with your best buddy. And did you realize how easy it is to check this quality in a candidate? Just a few questions and this quality is either evident or absent. It's that simple. The third thing which employers want in their employees is the sound domain knowledge for which they are hiring you basically. Actually, they want you to play your role independently on your own. If you start demanding constant guidance and backup, they have to waste one or more of their workforce onto you. So it's always a good idea for them to double check on the knowledge grounds of the candidate. It doesn't mean that you have to give each and every technical answer correct. It's not possible every time. I agree, and they understand this also. But a few basic questions render a rough idea about the intellectual capacity of the candidate, and that's sufficient for a good employer to decide whether he wants you in his team or not. Our education system is not based much on the practical or industry based approach. It's still more of a theoretical approach, but the way you apply your theoretical knowledge in a real life will determine the amount of success you'll get in your career. Here comes a pro tip. While you're still studying in college, try working somewhere as a trainee. It will allow you to peep into the real work field you're going to enter. It will also help you to decide which type of work will suit you better. This experience will enrich your awareness about your field, as now you know which things you're going to need while working, so you can focus more on studying that while you are in college. Even if you work for 1 hour every day after college, it is okay. Or you can do internships with companies during your holidays. It's about you and your will to improve yourself. This is the time, my friends, where it is actually possible to work on ourselves, because majority of people in this age are still being taken care of by their parents financially, and basically you have a lot of free time and of course the energy. So if you utilize this golden period of your life to unleash the best in you, you will be unbeatable. Trust me. I know students who have been working upon themselves throughout the college years, and they have reached their career goals much early and in a much better way than others. Again, don't misunderstand me here. I'm not asking you to compromise on the fun part of the college life. No, do that as well. I mean, that kind of fun never comes back. You must have heard grown up people saying college days are the best days of life, and it's true, absolutely true. Enjoy these days, but also balance it with learning the things and skills which are necessary for you to survive the cutthroat competition out there. With this, my friends, it's a wrap. I hope you gained bits and pieces of knowledge and advice from my chatter for last few minutes. And if you really feel it might help you or someone you know, like this video and share it with the ones you care about. I'll see you soon with the next video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.